So lads, welcome to the first ever live Anxious Lad podcast. Thanks a million for agreeing to do it. Much appreciated. I know it's been a bit of a build up in getting here. And I can't wait to get into the ins and outs of Man Club and everything that's been going on for you lads over the last few months. It's been an incredible journey, absolutely. From what I gather of it so far, but I'll let you guys kind of talk me through all of it. So for everybody watching, we've got Adam, Kev, Stephen, and Kyle from Man Club. Lads, again, thank you so much for joining. How are you keeping?
Good, aye. Thanks for having us.
Good, Matt. Thanks.
No, this is great to have you. Absolutely great to have you. So anyone that's kind of seen the podcast before or that keeps up to date with it will recognize Adam. You want to throw your hand up, give everyone a little wave there, Adam. Adam's the creator and founder of Man Club. We had his episode went live a couple of weeks ago, and just an absolutely incredible story of resilience and overcoming fear and mental health and breaking through it, and then to see the positive spin you've put on it, mate, and then to create Man Club and everything else and the stuff we do. And like I've said it a lot of times now, I take my hat off to you, buddy. I really do. It's absolutely fantastic. So do you want to give the guys who are tuning in a bit of a recap into you and why and everything else and where Man Club came from and why it came about?
Yeah, of course. I've suffered with my mental health for a good few years now, and a couple of years ago on my birthday, I was planning on taking my own life. Luckily, I got some mental health support through Eastern Veterans Trust, and I turned it around, pulled myself out of it. In October last year, after months of persuading myself, I decided to launch Man Club, which there was nothing for men in the local area to go and get some mental health support. I just have like a chat and get together now and again. So obviously Man Club came about, and we decided to go down the route of using various different activities to get men talking. We've got members who come and they might not suffer necessarily with the mental health, but they struggle socialising. So we have the lads doing the football, the badminton. We do Brew Butty mornings. We do drone clubs. We do. We've just been paddleboarding in the North Sea a couple of weeks ago. So we just try and have various activities just to get the lads talking and just to reassure them that there shouldn't be a stigma around men's mental health. And if they do need support, then we can get them that mental health support.
Brilliant. And how have you found the update? Because it's been quite a trajectory you have been on, really. It started like before Christmas and you just seem to have exploded over the last couple of months, hasn't it? Like it's really picked up, like. Yeah,
it's gone massive. So we've gone from, we launched and within like the first 3 weeks, there was 500 members on our private group. That's when they to come in and give them a hand. Lucky for them. But it's gone huge. We've got the local GP practices who come on to us now. So they come on and say that if you go to the doctors now and say depressants, if you're feeling depressed or low, they'll put you onto a social prescriber, and the social prescriber will say, there's the contact for one of us at Man Club, go and have a word with them and see what they can do. So it's gone down a really, really good, positive route.
That's amazing. Absolutely brilliant. And lads, so we'll bring the other guys into then. So we'll go from the way I see it. So Adam, you're on my left as the screen is. So next to you is Kev Cook. Kev, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
All right, man. How are you?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. So listen, give us a bit of an overview of who Kev is, why you're part of Man Club, and how it all came about and the difference it's making for you.
I'm 43, a family man. I came to help Adam. I've got to know Adam through my missus, who sort of like related to Adam. So we've had a friendship for a few years now. Adam asked us to come in, and it hit me straight away. Obviously, I've told you, my brother struggled massively with his mental health, had a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realise it at the time when Adam came and started having a chat with him how much I needed to talk to him, like how much was loaded on my mind over the last couple of years with everything that's gone on. Grief, having tinnitus, stressed out about not wanting to stress our lass out, money worries. You know, it just mounts up. And then getting involved with the activities and then seeing the other lads, and even some of the other lads' stories, some of the older boys who was in the club, and the difference what we've made with some of them's moved my mental health up massively as well. So I picked my mood up, which is improving me to help improve them. It's been quite good, like.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, because you and I had a conversation the other night, like I did with the other guys, and what I found interesting was you kind of do what all men do, right? The way you described it, you kind of did what all men do, and that you didn't speak about your mental health to your wife or your missus or your family because you didn't want them to suffer with what you were going through and stuff. Have you found now, is it easier for you to talk to your other half now that you're kind of in it, or do you still feel a little bit that you have to kind of hold back sometimes? Or
No, so I still hold back sometimes with my missus. She has quite high anxiety. So she'll sit and do one thing, she doesn't like talking about stuff, so I still like I'm sort of careful about how much I'm putting on her, because I know she'll build up in her mind and she'll get stressed out. So that's why I've got these lads coming on load with these or football. So we're all like a small family now.
Yeah, I have to say, right, you know, looking at the community that you have, so you've got the private group for the lads of Man Club, and then you've got obviously the public group then that everybody can see, and just the sense of community that comes in from both of those groups is incredible to watch. And again, as I said, from it being a very short space in time, like you're only going a few months now at this stage as well, so it is just absolutely incredible. Kev, in terms of the activities that you do and stuff, there's nights during the week that you arrange different activities and stuff. What kind of activities do you look at doing, and how do you go about getting the guys there, and you know what way does it work out?
So everything's run through the page. So we do like a weekly schedule, what's run through the Man Club page. At the moment, what's running now is we've got badminton on a Wednesday night, football on a Thursday, what's going to go to 2 nights a week. And then we've got Brew Butty every other week on a Sunday. But we are looking, obviously, the nights are getting lighter, the weather's getting better. We are looking at other activities for the weekend. So we've got paddleboarding coming up again. There's probably going to be other activities up with the same group at the seafront, coastal teaming and stuff like that. We are looking at doing some walks as well. Probably some Pilates or yoga coming in there eventually. So groups, we get more members. It's just about being inclusive for everybody.
Yeah,
Not everybody wants to run about like an idiot for an hour. Some people just want to get out and go for a walk or just have a chat.
See what people want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the hard thing for us to work out, what everyone's able to do and what they want to do. So we'll trial anything. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll bin it and move on to something else.
Yeah. Because I imagine like you kind of have, varying ages of lads and varying fitness levels and all of that kind of stuff. So someone's not going to be able to do, the badminton. Like I get tired running a bath these days, lads. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to be on a football pitch or on a badminton court anymore. But I'll go for a walk, absolutely. But I guess that's probably the juggle, isn't it, in trying to figure out what to eat. And then for somebody who has, say, like a social anxiety or something, because I think Adam, you had said it to me one night. I don't know if someone else wants to pick this one up, that there was a couple of guys who wanted to do the football, had driven to the place, but then just couldn't get out of the car, and had sent a message saying, like, have you experienced that before? Is that a common thing, do you think, or?
We've had a few times, haven't we? Even with the Brew Butty mornings, there's been people who said they'd love to come, but they're just too frightened to meet new people.
We'll get loads of cold feet.
No,
I've even offered a lad recently to just come in the kitchen with me and help cook. So your mind's a little bit busier, and you know you're not feeling pressured by talking to new people, and that might ease him in. I'm still hoping that he's going to come, but there was a gentleman that come that day when we were running it. He's been holding off for about 3 or 4 weeks now, coming 3 or 4 Brew Butties, and he finally come up, shook my hand straight after, said thanks very much, it's just what I needed, I'll be here next time. So it's just getting that little just little bravery to just step off the edge.
Yeah. Because it is a massive thing, isn't it, for lads? Like, I mean, look, I talk about it all the time, the posts that I do and the podcasts that I do, and even you, like the Smash the Stigma kind of slogan that you have. Like, we're not used to talking opening up about our mental health. We're not used to having those kind of conversations. And I think by doing what you guys are doing in terms of having the football, the badminton, the paddleboard, and the Brew Butty morning, there's such a diverse list of activities there that anybody can get involved in, really. So you have really kind of opened it up to anybody coming in. Yeah. But at the same time, it's still trying to get lads through that door to make that step, isn't it? Like, what do you find is, I guess, the biggest pushback for those guys? Like, is there a common theme with them? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it just a fear of the unknown? Like, is there a common, do you see a common thing with all the lads who don't show up and message afterwards? Or
yeah, so we do get like it is quite varied, and the social anxiety side of it is massive. What I've found best, if we have a bit of a conversation on the run up to it, so it's almost they've got a friend there. Do you know what I mean? When they turn up, they've got a friend in me. And so if we've got football on a Thursday and I've got someone messaging me on like a Monday morning saying, I want to come to football, but I'm a bit nervous. As long as I keep checking in on that person and the build up to that, then on like the Thursday morning, if they do get a bit, if they are a bit anxious about coming still, then I have like a joke about it, saying, "Oh, you will be there tonight," like, and like a bit of mate banter, you know what I mean? And say, "Oh, you better come," do you know what I mean? And like with like a laughing face, for example, or just have that banter with them, and then that's like that mate thing straight away. Like they know they're going to turn up, and my friend, that's my friend there, that's a mate there, that's the lad who runs Man Club, he's my pal, and then they can come in and they're comfortable straight away. They come on the pitch and they're laughing straight away. Settles them a little bit, doesn't it?
That's what we need. That's what we've been trying to do. Is we're goading them out. Being when you were a kid and you played football on your local estate, there's always a kid that you've got to keep knocking on to see if they're going to come out, and when they do, and it's just the same. Yeah. Just you're a man now, and you went down a path and you got yourself trapped a little bit. It's just friendship, really, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Like we know with lads, right, and with men, is that we kind of need that camaraderie, don't we? We need that group of lads around us all the time. You know, it serves our mental health better in the long run if we have that constant group of friends to always kind of be around and share stuff with and do things with. And I think that's why I really latched on to what you guys were doing, because of the different activities that are there, and you're making it so open to everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a football group, so therefore, you know, it's not inclusive to people, or it's not just badminton, it's not just this, it's all of it. So you're really opening it up to make it as inclusive as possible, I guess, for anyone, and all sizes and ages and fitness levels and stuff, which is fantastic. Stephen, I'm going to come to you, buddy. How are you getting on?
I'm good. Good. Busy weekend.
Yeah.
With the kids, football tournament. That was good.
And with the football, I remember, like, just a quick one on that. The football tournaments I used to love doing. I coached my son's team when we lived in London. And you know what I found the great thing about that was it didn't matter how bad a day you were having when you get on the pitch, your mental health, you'd be stressed out, anxious, depressed, whatever. I found when you got on the pitch with the young lads, it was out the window. Yeah. Have you found it the last few weeks with the coaching?
Seeing the kids playing, like, was mint, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
We all enjoyed it. The full weekend, smiling faces, mint.
Deadly. So listen, tell us a little bit about you. What got you into into Man Club? What do you do outside of it, and how's your mental health been since you started it?
I'm Adam's brother-in-law, so that's how really I got in. But basically, my mental health, I've always been like a stress head, like overthinking stuff, just getting worried about stuff that hasn't happened, things like that, thinking about stuff that happened 10 years ago. But then it was like one stage where I was at work one day and just started feeling like proper spaced out, palpitations, things like that. So, and it was happening at the gym as well. I was going to the gym, felt like my heart was going to come out my chest. So I went to the doctors. They said, "Oh, it sounds like you've got anxiety. Give you some tablets for that." I was like, "No, I'm going to try and sort this out myself." So it's basically just been a battle like that, really. I mean, I still struggle with it every day, but just trying to sort of deal with it, you know, and talking helps.
Yeah. And what do you find kind of helps you with it? Is it the talking? Is it just getting out and about? Is it having something different other than work?
Keeping yourself busy. One massive thing for me was changing my job. I took a big plunge, took quite a pay cut to do a job that now I love, and it's been a massive help for me. So that's probably the main thing that's helped me over the years.
And it's, you know, you
one of the easiest jobs as well.
Aye.
So you got to give him a pat on the back for that. Like he's done something different to give him a focus. I mean, he's a fireman, so I think that's pretty.
I was gonna say, because you kind of went from, as you say, your mental health is better, but you couldn't probably be in a more stressful job. Like, you're literally a firefighter, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like that alarm goes off, right? That's surely to send your anxiety flying. No?
It's that camaraderie, though. You with
the crew of
team,
men,
you know what I mean? Like women as well.
Yeah.
But it's that camaraderie, that teamwork. You know what I mean? It's helped me through a lot. It helps every day.
Brilliant. And in terms of the events and stuff that you look at, so tell us a little bit about the Brew Butty mornings. What happens there, and
Right, so
how you get set up and stuff.
A little get together on a Sunday. So it's basically we get in the kitchen, cook some bacon butties, make some teas and coffees for the lads. We'll have a little sit down, a little chat. People are quite open to discuss the problems. It's great. Like some of the stories you hear are some like the struggles they go through on a daily basis is mad. Like it really is, but it seems to help a lot of people just talking about it.
There was a lad called David there the other week, and when he come for the first time, he sat on the corner of the square of tables on his own. Stephen, sat down. I'll go crack with him. He's been every week. He sits in the same spot as well, and he's still quiet. But he's still coming.
Started coming.
Yeah, he could have come funny, didn't he?
And the change you see in people from the first time they come to one activity or event, and then you see the progression. It's brilliant.
That's been amazing watching the change in that lad. He came in the first day I was talking to him. I literally says, "Oh, you're all right," and he turned around and you could see him was physically shaking, like nervous. And I got talking to him. He'd lived around here for about 12 years, but I hadn't actually got to know anybody. And he come down there for the first time. I spoke to him for about 10 minutes. And then I went in the kitchen, and then Stephen started talking to him. Just brought him out of his shell a little bit. And it was like a different lad. But hellish singing things like that.
We have a lot of lads that come to the group that have moved into the area, met a lass like myself. Technically, I'm not from around here, but these sort of people move into the area and then they isolate themselves 10, 15 years. Some of them don't get out, and this is the first time they're starting to get out and blend with the community, and that's what's good. I think it's amazing that this is happening.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Very passionate.
And to think like that they've been living there for so long. Do you know what I mean? And not, but it is a difficult thing to do, though, isn't it? Like as we get older and stuff, even when you start a new job. I know for me anyway, right? When I started a new job or I moved teams in the company I was in, if I went to a different team, they used to, like, most people's first impressions of me was that I was rude, obnoxious, ignorant, standoffish. And it's not that I was trying to be, it's just I don't do small talk. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to walk up to someone and go, "All right, mate, how's it going?" Like, I'd be very reactive rather than being proactive in that sense. Or people say, Matt, we're going for lunch or something. You come and I'd be like, no, I'm like that. I'd be rattling, like, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, no, I'm all right. And it would take me a while to come out of my shell and actually start talking to people. So I can only imagine what it'd be like for those guys who have moved, as you say, Kyle, have moved into the town, have not really known. And then you kind of get stuck in a rut then, don't you? And it's all just about work and home. And you don't, I know, you know, as men, we don't allow ourselves to push ourselves out like that. You know what I mean? To go out and find friends, or to go out and find lads that we can hang out with or whatever. So it can be quite isolating, I guess, for a lot of people. So that's brilliant to see that it's working out like that. And Stephen, like the Brew Butty mornings, are they the same time every week, or is it every other week, or how?
Yeah, it's normally about 9:30 on a Sunday. Every couple of weeks we do it. We'll see what people, obviously put it on the group. If there's plenty of people wanting to go, we'll sort one out. You know, we'll probably able to get some more going.
It's going to be a weekly thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's going well. So,
and I'm assuming you get the use of it. Is it like a parish hall or something you have, or is it a?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just gives people a chance to get out of the house, doesn't it, for an hour and have a chat.
Fill your belly, have a cuppa, gossip like women.
And it helps. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me a lot as well, to be fair, talking to different people. So I've always been pretty shy, but it's getting used to talking to just people you don't know and getting to know them and getting your story across as well. It's class.
Yeah. And
suppose,
you find.
Sorry, Matt. I suppose it's like what Adam mentioned a while ago. Back in the day, like say 20 years ago, 25 years ago, social clubs and that were massive. You don't really see that now. So what we've got, the Brew Butty, sort of like a social club. So it's not like people coming in and just thinking that they've got to vent off the problems. It's giving people a chance just to come out of their space, feel a bit comfortable with other lads and just having a crack and just relaxing a little bit. And it's making a massive difference for us all.
For us all as well.
We've had the guide dogs there as well, haven't we? 30 dogs, yes.
30 dogs. We've had County Down Fire and Rescue.
Yeah, they come over.
They came over for a brew and a chat. People coming in now, so you get Down County Council have got like wellbeing officers. They're coming. They're going to start coming over for a chat and give the lads a bit of guidance and a point in the right direction of stuff what's coming up. But they're also helping us do like the Couch to 5K. We've got to do like a run. It's called like a lead in run fitness. Kev's going to do that. We've got the mountain biking. So Down County Council's got like a big container full of mountain bikes, and they're for us to use. So they're going to come out the Butty one to give us a bit of guidance as well, and not just have a chat with everyone else, but they're going to give us the guidance and put us through the courses. They've been brilliant with us, to be honest, to get us through.
So we're finding local councils, colleges, they're all starting to try to support us. Because
that's incredible.
Help us for things we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it is like
from having every day. Something new is happening.
Yeah. But it is like every time, every other day when I speak to one of you or even to you, Adam, there's something else happening. Do you know what I mean? There's somebody else getting involved. There's another group. So it really has turned from like that peer-to-peer support group, say, that started on Facebook, and in a few months has really become this massive community, even outside of that, you say, with the people that are getting behind you. You know, you were even giving a speech there. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, I was away with Brandon Byshuttle's parish council. Took me and Catherine, my wife, away down Scarborough. It was the National Association of Councillors. It was like a wellbeing weekend for councillors to get together and talk about their mental health. I don't think I realised before I went, councillors get it in the neck quite a lot from people who's from their ward, and a lot of them people down there. There was one gentleman who is from Northern Ireland, and he suffers with PTSD quite severely. But when I went down, I was obviously nervous about doing my talk. But thanks to you, Matt, I think I've overcome quite a lot and having the confidence to stand up and put my point across. But I think I'm obviously I've got the passion there, and I want I want to drive that smash the stigma slogan, what we've got, so that every man feels comfortable enough to talk about the mental health, to obviously bring down people suffering and bring down suicide rates is a massive thing. Like the North East got the highest rate of suicides in the country, so I really try and drive that and bring that number down. But going away with the council and just being able to stand up and tell them about Man Club and offer my help. There was loads of councillors like coming to me after saying they've been trying for years to do what we've achieved in a matter of months. So I've like offered our services and support to try and get other Man Clubs started around the country. So watch this space.
Brilliant. Well, I'm going to come back to that one now later on anyway. But let me bring Kyle into the conversation now. How are you, brother?
I'm all right, you?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Getting to it. I saw, do you know what? Just as I hit the live button, I saw the post that you put up, the brick in the post that you put up. But the nerves gone. Have you settled down now? You
settled down a bit now.
Right now.
I mean, it's been quite hard because I'm at the end. But, thanks, Matt. You could have just picked, like left, right, centre.
It just made sense to kind of go that way with it. You know what I mean? So tell us a bit about you, buddy. Tell us about your journey with it and your mental health and how Man Club has helped.
So, like I was saying earlier, I'm not from the area. I'm from Washington. It's only 15 miles away, but I've lived in the area 13 years. To be honest, when I was just talking about it there, I think the only person that's around here that's offered me to come out for a beer quite often over the years has been Adam. When I joined the Man Club, which was just a Facebook group at the start, I didn't understand what it was until I started reading it all. I was dead passionate about it, and then Adam asked for me help. Jumped to it straight away, with him being the only person I ever really bothered with. Doing it has massively helped me. I just sort of done it initially as, can you give us a bit of help with this club up there? No problem. And I haven't realised that I'm starting to not rely on it, but every week when there's something happening and I'm doing it with other people and it's more engaging and I'm seeing people grow, it's making me a hell of a lot better.
And what do you find is the biggest thing? I think you and I kind of spoke about this briefly the other night as well. Is it the helping that's kind of helping you? Is it just being around the lads? Like, what's the biggest contributor to?
It's the helping. It's what its name is. It's a club. That's what's helping me. I've obviously with my mental health, it's probably been going back years, but it started coming up 5 years ago when I had an accident, and then I started drowning in my own business, and everything just started to collapse and implode. Over the last few years, I've been managing to build myself up. What's great when I'm with the Man Club as well is looking at other people, being able to recognise just in the face or the eyes if they're going through the same thing. I can literally spot it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because I've been in that dark place and I've tried to commit suicide 3 times. That's the one thing that always plays in my mind over and over again. I just don't want that to happen to anyone else. Don't need to.
And there is a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a bigger empathy, isn't there, when you've been through it, and as you say, you can see it in the other fella. There's something. There's a look behind the eyes, or there
is. It's that sort of caged lion look. You recognise it. I mean, there's a lad that comes into my work, and I just recognised a couple of weeks ago that he was stressed. I could just see his eyes, so I pulled him to the side and started chatting with him. And he pulled me about 2 weeks later and said, "Thanks for that." He says, "I didn't realise what you were doing at the time." I hope he's watching tonight, because I did tell him that it was going to be on.
And tell us about the football nights, and was that how it started? The activities with the football, and then everything else kind of followed, and you kind of take charge on that side of things, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, was it the first football night you had on when I come along?
First football night was, that was way back.
The man was coming in sideways.
It was like something out of that Forrest Gump movie. The rain was coming up and down. Sideways. It was crazy that night. I'd been looking at doing something like that for about 5-6 years. It's just getting the courage to go, and mingle with a lot of new blokes. Like what Adam was mentioning before about just getting in touch with someone in that buddy system. I thought that helped me just to go build up the courage. As soon as the game was over, that was it. It was like a euphoria. I felt great. Apart from the humility of how big I am and I can't play football. But so as soon as Adam says, look, do you fancy helping us? You do the football. No problem, I'll do that. What I've noticed is it's just everyone turning up. Football is the easiest one for us to run in a sense because it's the national sport, like a world sport. So everyone's played football at some point. It's just getting them to come down. But it's seeing people that don't play football come and play it and watching them change. It's brilliant. Building up of becoming a better person, I think
it's class to see people with different abilities as well, isn't it? Playing alongside each other. Everybody's got like respect, or you might be a world beater, but you're just going to enjoy it with the rest of us. You know what I mean? It's good.
I think I said when I was with the council last week, when I was doing the talk of the council, and the topic of football was quite high on the list from a lot of the councillors wanting to know why I chose football. Like Kyle said, it's like the national sport, and I said you can go on that pitch and just put the ball down in the middle, and like you'll have 3 or 4 blokes who they've never met before. As soon as you put the ball down in the middle, they're kicking the ball. And the next thing, like, they're having a laugh and that, and everyone's getting involved. We're looking at doing walking football for people who's less able to be running amok. We're looking at doing like a dads and kids session. Last week we were down, and my son Bobby he come down. He was having a kickabout on the pitch with some of his friends next to us. And for the last 10 minutes, I asked the lads if he could come and join us. And he came on, and there's a lad, Gary Brown, he played football at a very high level. And he was like getting involved, and he was like helping them out a bit and giving them a bit of advice. And like all the lads were chipping in, and we had a class laugh, and he come away chuffed a bit. So the next thing, he scored, So we're getting the dad and kids night will be a really good thing for us to get involved with. And like I said before, when we had the fun zone at Langley Mill invited us down, then loads of lads turned up with the kids, and there was some like lads turned up who were single dads, and they knew they're being a single dad, and they're going down and meeting other dads, and then you like driving up the front street where we live, and you're seeing these 2 lads walking together with the kids on a totally separate day, so they're getting to know each other through that. Obviously, from each other a bit of peer-to-peer support, and it's going on from there. Just that's the way it's evolving. We've got all these crazy ideas from various meetings what we've had, and we're just trying to push that as best we can. But it all relates back to football. Everything relates back to our football sessions and how good they are. And like Kyle's just said, you'll have lads who have played at very high levels, to lads who
never played.
Yeah, we've got one lad who comes and he openly admits that he's got 2 left feet, but he comes and he gets involved and everyone has a laugh, and do you know what I mean? And all the lads just bond and gel, and at the end everyone's giving each other a hug and a high five, and there's not one person walks away from that football pitch on a Thursday night.
And if anyone scores a worldie, the rest of us cheer like mad. It's going like it's a championship goal or something.
No one cheers as much though, Matt, when they kick the ball over the big fence. And yeah, Stephen did it on Thursday. He made a car lamp.
Brilliant. Taking tips from Harry Kane, and just ducking straight up. No, that's amazing. And as you said, right, it's that ripple effect, isn't it? As you said, there's a couple of lads out there playing football of a Thursday night, whatever it is, and then you know, a couple of days later you see 2 lads who didn't know each other previously now out with the kids, and there's those bonds and friendships that are being made there that are going to last. And I think that's the key to this, then, isn't it? That's where the support, where the help, where the that camaraderie, that friendship is going to come into play off the back of all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like it is going, like as you said, it's going beyond the football evening, or it's going beyond the badminton night, or the Brew and Butty mornings. You know, it's seeping into everyday life now for these guys, and they are making lasting friendships.
Yeah, it's really good to see. We've got a couple of lads, so we use a local pub called the Brownie for quite a lot of fun. We do the quizzes, and quite a lot of the lads will post saying, like yesterday when the Newcastle match was on, and one of the lads posted, and a few of the lads went out and met for a beer, and there's two lads who they were started bumping into each other at the train station in Durham on the way to work in Newcastle, and one of them said, he was telling us the story about this lad come up and randomly in the train station and said, "How are you doing? Are you all right?" and stood and had a chat, and it wasn't until he was already on the train that he realised he'd met McMahon Club. So now they meet on the morning and they have a chat, and like they might grab a coffee, do you know what I mean? And have a bit chat in the morning and get on the train together to work. It's
something everyone's got in common now.
Yeah, it is. That's it. That we've got.
But it is kind of like Tinder for mates. That's the way it's working out when I was a kid. You just don't have to swipe anywhere.
It is crazy, Matt, because you've got lads who turn up who never in a million years be in the same social circle as someone else. Like we've got some proper characters, real characters, part of Man Club, and seeing some lads who turn up who
you wouldn't know about this when you were younger.
Exactly.
Different style
exactly.
to you.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like chav, goth, that type of thing.
So you've got like different, obviously, someone who like loves going out nightclubbing every Saturday night, and someone who enjoys going to watch a band, and they never normally cross paths because they've got two totally different social circles where we're bringing them together, and they're like clicking as if they've been best mates for years, and that's what's brilliant to see. And they're reassuring each other, they're offering peer support, and they're offering to go for walks together and meet for a coffee or go for a pint, and that's the way it's the direction it's headed, and that's what's so good about
it. Yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely brilliant. Like it really is. One thing I spoke on, Kev, I'm going to throw this one to you, right? Because you and I kind of spoke about this the other night briefly, and I kind of thought I'll ask this question of you when we get on. One of the main reasons I wanted to do the live, right, is I've spoken about how mental health can affect us all in different ways, right? And there is this preconceived notion or misconceptions about mental health that it has to be from a trauma, or it has to be from this, or it has to be from that, or whatever, right? But what I see now is I've got 4 lads sat in front of me now, right? Adam, your depression and suicidal thoughts. Kev, your mental health with your experiences with your brother and your wife with anxiety and stuff. Stephen with the anxiety, and obviously then Kyle with your depression and again suicide and stuff as well thrown in, and the injury. Then I think that kind of catapulted it all. But Kev, what do you see with all the lads coming in, right? Do they bring those preconceived notions with them that mental health is this bad thing or this taboo subject that shouldn't be spoke about?
Yeah, so I think that's like some of the lads when they come down to Brew Butty morning, you can see some of them's a bit nervous about talking because they must think we're just going to sit there like a therapy session and want people to open up. Right. But it's not about, like Man Club's not about a therapy session. It's about feeling comfortable if someone's playing on your mind. Just have the crack about it. We don't want to sit there and be like a therapist. Just talk. Have the crack like what we're having. Because when me and Adam started talking, and although we didn't talk about what my issues I was going through, when I started talking to Adam, I just opened up, and it was like the relief that was coming off my shoulders. I thought, that feels class, that.
So we'll just start with a conversation, really. Yeah. So we'll do like a Brew Butty Morn's conversation, and then that'll happen. Literally what you went through. You do find that.
Just years, like obviously mine started when I got tinnitus and the stress was building, and then my granddad passed away. Then our human had his meltdown, he had a bad breakdown, and then more deaths, money worries, and then worrying about our lass, and obviously our young's mental health was up and down. It was just all building.
In the back of bereavement, after bereavement.
Obviously, not. I wasn't going stupid on the drink, but like it was getting to the point where I was having a couple of whiskies every night, and on a weekend I was having 3 or 4 whiskies. But when you start having a drink, you don't know what I mean. When you sat there, you're in that frame of mind, and you're just reminiscing, and then you're putting music on, and it's playing your mind, and all the thoughts are going through your head. You think, it's time to switch this off. So when I joined Man Club, and then I spoke to Adam, and just got it off my chest with him. It just turned me massively like.
I think we've always been quite open about that we're not trained counsellors, that we've got, obviously we've all done the mental health first aid course, but we've been open that luckily we can get people onto counselling. I was fortunate when I had my mental health episode that I went to Andy Camus at Eastern Veterans, and I got onto my counselling through that. And Andy openly says to me, there's no bullshit, there's no wait times, and he's that good at what he does, and so is his team, that they can get people, veterans, into support. But now they've run the community resilience program, and he's said to us, well, if someone needs that support, we can get them onto that. I work for a big company who have EAP, and not a lot knew about that. So if there's someone from work who struggles with the mental health and it can't just offload on me, or if they talk to me and I think that they might need more professional help, then we can get them into these channels and get them the help and support that they need and what they deserve.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And that's the thing, like you have to kind of have that, because I see it in a load of different groups that I'm in, mental health groups and stuff that I'm in on Facebook, and people thinking that they know how to counsel or they know what they're doing. And even for me as a coach, like I need to know where my kind of boundaries are with it. There's times where lads will come to me and I'm like, look, lad, it's a counsellor you need, it's not a coach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You have to kind of know where those boundaries are, and having the awareness of that, I guess, is massive as well, you know, because we do want to help, and every, like, men, you know, we always just want to fix stuff, don't we? You kind of just wrap your arms around it and fix it and make it better. But having the awareness, I guess, I'm probably coming from doing the mental health training, you'll have that awareness even fuller then as well. And being able to say, you know what, we can help and we can be a club and we can be a support group, but actually there's a counsellor that you should really go and have a conversation with. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the...
Well, I'm not much of a diverse type of people as well.
I mean, if it must have been about 8 weeks ago now, I was sat here and someone had wrote on the group. So if you write on the private group, we sort of check it over first for a few reasons, obvious reasons. But this one lad posted on, and he said he was like feeling suicidal. So instead of putting it on the group, I messaged him privately. It turns out he lived in South Wales. Yeah. So, and he needed that mental health support. So I had a chat with him briefly over Messenger, and I contacted the crisis team in South Wales, and got his details. So I passed their details on to him, and he messaged me a few days later, and he said, like, thanks a lot, you've sorted us out. I'm getting the help that I need. And from the back of that, I looked at other groups in Wales. There's a group called Lads and Dads, and I contacted them, explained obviously what Man Club was and what we were all about, and explained this guy's situation to them, and they contacted him for him to join them. So they do stuff obviously with the dads and the kids, but they do various like walking groups and stuff. So they contacted him and got him the support there. So he's getting help and support from the NHS, but he's also getting like a Man Club style group down there, and he's been quite frequent in contacting and saying like, look, like, thank you, you point us in the right direction. And that's noticing there. That's a more extreme case, obviously, where he's come to me and he said, like, I'm going to do something, and it was straight away he does need some professional help, and he needs it quite urgently. So getting him straight out of crisis was what I deemed necessary at the time, and got him on the right track straight away there.
That's brilliant. No, fair play to you, buddy. That's amazing. And great for him as well, you know, that he's able to come back to you, like, and say, look, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, that's
Definitely.
absolutely fantastic. So tell us, lads, what's next on the horizons? There's been so much happening over the last couple of months. There's a lot more to come, I think, as well. What are they? I'll give each of you a chance to answer that one. What are you all looking forward to over the next few months? Is there anything specific that individually you're looking forward to, or just as a collective, or
More outdoor stuff, anyway. Weather's getting better, so hopefully get some 11-side footy games going. With the pitch is going to be a lot better.
As well.
Football tournaments we're thinking about.
The water activities, the adventure training.
Yeah.
When I was in the army, I was an 18 instructor, and I didn't realise how lucky I was to do a role like that. I was based in the Lake District, so I used to take groups out kayaking, canoeing, used to do gorge walking and mountain biking and hill walking, and my well-being was like one of the best times of my life. And going out on the water last week, there was some lads who turned up who we'd never met before, and getting out, and I mean, we were shite on the water, and the instructor was laughing his butt off all the way through. Benny's called, and like Ben was saying, if you try paddleboarding, you should always do it on open water and on like a lake and not on the sea, because the tide just get knocked off. But we played some games, and then with like 20 minutes to go, we ended up going and ditching our oars, our paddles, and we had to go surfing, and all of our families were come through, and the kids were playing on the beach and laughing at all of us, spending more time in the sea than on the board. But it was a massive eye opener for me personally, how good my well-being was after that. I come away from that, and I thought, like Stephen had been on night shift the night before, bless him, and he turned up like a zombie. He'd been out on calls all night, and he got in the water and got back off, and he looked like a different bloke. He was happy as a bit shite when he got off the water.
It's just getting stuff. A lot of the members as well as putting stuff to us now, aren't they? Like saying that we've had pool team. Just getting to know what people want to do. That's all, really.
Well, I put out some questions the other day as well, just to get a little bit of feedback. Didn't have to put the personal details on, so that's helping us build a little bit of a profile in what way we can take the club and do different things. But the main thing is just getting everyone out, doing more and more.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've
that
always
coastal,
said, coastal team.
Yeah, coastal team. I think that's gonna do really good. That
we've always said that. Like, I've openly stood up in the Brew Butty one and said, I don't care what you want to try, what you want to. If you want to give something a go, come and speak to me, because one of us four will try it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be at least 2 people going to try this activity.
Mm-hmm.
We've got obviously members who are older, and just we looking at like getting a polytunnel, like a greenhouse down at the church hall, so where they can go in and, like, we love spicy food. I mean, Kyle do anyway, and grow chilies, and so we can go down and tend to that, and it gives us something to do. But obviously it gives blokes who aren't able to come and like play football or come to badminton, it gives them something to do. They can go down and put the kettle on and sit and have a brew and a chat and tend to the flowers in the polytunnel for us. So
we've got a DJ workshop.
Yeah, we've got DJ workshop.
Got offers to do chili festivals, which I'll be excited about. Don't think I'll be entering it, but I'll quite happily. There's all sorts of things.
I think I've got a notebook in the other room, Matt, and it's just filled of stuff. We had a meeting once, and Kev had a good idea to put it on a live. So it was on a live for people who were a bit anxious about turning up, and we came away with about 20 different activities. Like, we're looking at foraging. Yeah, foraging. People were saying, yeah, we can look at that, and Hampsley Forest do that. So we're looking at that. We're looking at golf. People, there was a massive uptake, and people want to try golf. Going fishing, online gaming, and it's just all stuff what we've got to work on now and to build and to get as many people involved to get talking with the other goals.
And I think that's an incredible insight to have, though, isn't it? Right, because you see, any group, any online format like that does anything for men's mental health, in my opinion, deserves a high five and a pat on the back, right? Absolutely, because regardless of what you're doing something. Do you know what I mean? And you're getting a conversation started regardless of what it is. But I think what's so special about what you're doing is opening it up to all of those activities and not shying away from any one, because it just goes to show it's not lads that are just interested in football who might suffer with their mental health, or it's not lads that just play golf, although my anxiety is through the roof when I play golf because I'm fucking shite at it. I love playing it, but I'm terrible. Do you know what I mean? Or it's not just guys that want to go fishing. Do you know what I mean? It's everyone. It's every bloke out there, regardless of what you're into, regardless of your age, your physical abilities, or physical fitness, or whatever it is. Your mental health is going to suffer at some point in your life. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the biggest things we need to be aware of for everybody out there. But the fact that you guys have the awareness to kind of say, right, you know what? Here's a group of lads that are part of Man Club that love online gaming. So there's a group for them to go and do what they want to do. There's a group for the lads who want to play golf, darts, pool, whatever it is. And it's all bringing it back to that same point, that smash the stigma, that start talking, that have the conversation, and that community thing. So I can see huge things for you guys in the future. I really can, because it's absolutely phenomenal what you're doing.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Right. I think we'll no, actually, sorry, there's one more thing. And I did say I was going to come back to it before we drop off. Adam, you dropped a little sneaky one there earlier when you said maybe more going national with Man Club. Is that something that's in the pipeline? Is it something that you're just thinking about? Are we going to see Man Clubs all over the UK and Scotland and Wales and Ireland, or what's the plan? What's your vision of it? What's the overall goal, I guess, for Man Club before we drop off? How do you see this in the future?
So I said to you when I done when you interviewed me on the podcast that the end goal for us is to have like a hub where we can get people in. I know fine well that my mental health didn't just affect me, it affected Catherine and the kids, and I want somewhere where we can get groups, families. We've just been away from England this weekend, and I said to Stephen, I've had, for how manic this weekend was, I've literally had the most stress-free, happiest weekend with 3 happy kids. And my daughter's 12 now, and she never wants to do anything with her dad. She just wants to stay at home with her friends, and like she's been happy. And I said to Stephen, I've just said to the lads before, imagine getting a caravan down to Flamingo Land for families to use. So once, if we get a gentleman come in who needs mental health support, and we get him on that journey and seeing go paddleboarding, go and stay in a caravan, go and do something on us, so your family can see how much you've turned a corner and how much you've turned your life around, because it does impact families, massively impacts families, and not just the person who's suffering with mental health.
Yeah. No, it does. Absolutely, you're right, and I'm glad you kind of brought that up, because I think that's something that we overlook as well as lads. We kind of take it upon ourselves. No, I'm fine. I'll sort it out myself. I'm grand. I'm okay, and we just bury it. But it's only when you come out the other side of it that you have, that knowledge and foresight, and that actually this had a massive impact on the people around you, on your partner, on your kids, on your family, and whoever. And I think we need to be a little bit more aware that your mental health will have an impact, and a negative impact, on those around you. So that'd be absolutely phenomenal for you to be able to do that. And that's awesome.
With regards to expanding, when I was down at the meeting, I've like I said, I've offered our services to help get the clubs up and running. We've all said that we're not in competition with anyone. We're here to offer help and support, and everyone who runs a mental health support group like what we do, we all want
the same goal.
The same goal. We've all got the same achievement. We're not in this for profit. We're not in this to big ourselves up. All our starting man club for was to help people out. So when I'm going to these meetings and I'm doing these talks and I'm offering our services, like if we get lads in, so there's a council in Surrey, a parish council in Surrey, and they've asked me to go down and do a talk down there, and I'll just take all them t-shirts down and find someone who's keen enough and willing enough to get one off the ground down there, and we'll support them on that journey. With technology now, like we're York and Ireland, and we're over here in England, and we're doing this live now, and that's how easy it is for us to support them and take them on that journey and get them a man club up and running, and that's what we want to do.
Need to use the powers of social media for what it's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Using social media in a positive light, and I'll come down and stop when suicide rates are at an all-time low, and every man in the country is wanting about with one of these t-shirts on one day. And,
people actually stop in the street and talk to strangers, because it's something you don't really see anymore now.
Yeah.
Like I was saying this the other week, like when we were kids, when you walked around in the village or the place you lived, nearly everybody spoke when you walked past people. You can walk past people in the street now, even in the place where you live, and people walk past without even saying hello.
Avoid eye contact.
Yeah, crazy. Being socials needs picking up absolutely massively.
Yeah, and it is, and I think I said this to the other night. I think it was on Friday night. Adam and Stephen spoke to you. There is a shift this year. Certainly, I've seen, in terms of more men coming out and being more open about their mental health. Certainly than the last couple of years have been. I mean, for whatever it is, I think it could be maybe just a hangover from COVID. I think a lot of people suffered with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, look, everything's back open now, but there's a lot of places who are still on 2 or 3 days maybe in the office. Everyone's working remotely. We're still trying to get used to this kind of new way of living, since COVID and stuff. There's a lot of redundancies happening globally, Google, Microsoft, Apple, like everyone's letting people go. There's a lot of uncertainty happening in the world at the moment. But there is a shift happening for sure in terms of men starting to talk more about mental health. And I think the fact that you guys are there with your hands up saying, look, give us a shout if you need anything to talk, it's just absolutely amazing. Like, it really is. And I know you had just said it, Adam, you're not here to big yourselves up. I'll big you up because I think what you're doing is absolutely fucking incredible. It really is. And you deserve every success that you get from it. And I know, you are changing lives, and that's the thing. As you say, you're that's the whole point you started this. I know from my perspective, look, I was in a dark place. I had my suicide planned. I knew exactly what I was going to do. And for me, starting the podcast, that's what it was all about. It was just getting that conversation going, and trying to get lads talking, so we did same goals and aspirations in terms of bringing that suicide rate down, because it is, 78% of global suicides are men.
Yeah.
They say, it's down to the fact that we don't talk about it. Women talk. Women have their, I think there's a lot we can learn from the women in our lives. My wife says it to me all the time. Some of the best counselling sessions she's ever had have been with one of her best mates and a glass of wine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't tend to do that, but I know obviously with the Brew and Butty mornings, that's something that's starting to take hold now, and that's starting to become more socially acceptable, I guess, within men's circles. That it is something that's needed, and it is something that we have to start doing a lot more of, because there's a lot of men out there suffering. They're not alone. We've been through it as well, lads. We all have our own individual stories to tell and how dark it can get, and it is a dark, lonely place when you get there. But it's because of groups like you and lads like you that are making it all the difference. So well done, absolutely well done.
Cheers, man.
So I'll one more little thing from each of you. If you have any thoughts, any words of wisdoms, any anecdotes or anything like that to share, something to keep the lads' spirits up as they go through it, or anything to say to any of the guys who may be watching but haven't actually turned up at a Man Club event yet? Adam, I'll go to. Actually, no, I won't, because you'll only give out to me if I don't. Kyle, I'll go to you first. I won't leave you last this time.
You should have went to Kev's the boy.
He's going to give out to me for putting him on the spot now.
It's just reversed it. If you need someone to talk to, just get in touch with us. You don't necessarily have to message one of us. You can just say something on the page. There's always someone listening. Like I said, it's like Tinder for mates. There's going to be a friendship there for you.
I can see that being the new tagline now, do you know?
We might end up with loads of unwanted people.
Stephen, any final words from you, buddy?
Just for me, it's like sort of the whole point of Man Club is trying to nip the problem in the bud before it gets too serious. So if you're feeling down, message one of us, come to an activity that's going to sort of improve your mental health before it gets too far gone. You know what I mean? That's the aim.
You don't have to have been at a point
No.
of suicide or standing looking into the abyss. If you feel like you're getting there, even better. Because there's a lot of stuff you're gonna, stop from happening. Or just the other way is thinking is if you recognise a friend doing that.
Yeah.
Just being part of the group, and that's being the way. That's the main thing for us.
Yeah.
Kev, anything from you, dude?
Yeah. I know when you say it's easy for us to say because we have opened up, but don't sit there thinking that, fucking hell, I'm going to sound stupid if I open up Brim, because that's what I was always like in the back of your mind. We've all been there. When we've all been to this place, we all know what it's like. But the first time when you start talking about it, you don't even have to open about all your problems, just to talk stuff like some of the stress to get off your shoulders. It's amazing how much of a weight it lifts and then how much easier it makes, because you'd be holding so much in from telling your missus or your partner that you don't want to tell them because they think, fucking hell, I'm going to drive them mad, they're going to go ballistic, or it's going to tip them over the edge.
No, it's a lot of pressure.
Come and talk to the lads, just have the crack. Just one thing, and it'll make your brain think differently and how to get the words out to your missus without you. And the pressure release is unbelievable. When I spoke to them, and then I went home and I tell the lads what I was doing and what I'd gone through, and that the fucking relief it was with me was amazing. And like the lass had said, she says, I knew you were struggling. I said, yeah, but I didn't know what you like your anxiety. So made between us was fucking brilliant. Like, so that's all I can say is just take the first step. It doesn't have to be massive, it's just the small steps.
Message one of them, let us know that you're nervous about coming.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Adam, final words?
Just I've always said that I'd rather listen to your story than attend your funeral. If someone is feeling that low, that I promise that person that we can get them the support, we can help sort their lives out and get them back on track. You can post on our group anonymously. We see who that person is, but if they post anonymously or request to post anonymously, then we'll always stand by that and give them that help. I can guarantee there'll be someone watching this now who's struggling, and all you have to do is send one of us a quick message or post on the group. I know they've always said exactly the same thing, but I'm just reassuring what they're saying, and a massive thanks to these three lads for the effort they put in. They didn't choose to come on board, and they're doing a fantastic job. And a massive thanks to you, Matt, as well for the putting us on the map, so to speak. You've been fantastic, Matt.
Appreciate it, thank you.
And
it's all on you, boys.
Well, you said you give us a pat on the back there, but you do some fantastic work, and your story's unbelievable in where you've come from and the dark place where you've come, and I don't think you give yourself enough credit sometimes. So well done, well done to you, man.
Appreciate that. And I'll have to, and I've said it a couple of times in passing, but I'll definitely be looking into taking a trip across the pond and going to a Brew Butty morning for sure. Definitely need to get involved in.
Well, the plans to
one of
come up.
those.
I went to see you, but Kyle's wife won't allow us over just yet. We have to. We'll be coming over soon enough, though.
Is it Man Club on tour? What?
Definitely. Fan club and family by the sound of it.
Yeah.
We'll
Excellent.
get it right.
We'll get it arranged, lads. We'll get it arranged. Listen,
Definitely.
once again, thank you so much for everything that you do for men and mental health in your area and globally. The messages are putting out there is absolutely incredible. It really is. And like I said, I've said it enough times tonight. You are an amazing bunch of lads, and what you're doing is just absolutely incredible. So well done, and I wish you all the success that you are due. I've no doubt it'll come to you anyway.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers,
Right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Folks, thanks a million for tuning in on the first ever live podcast. I really appreciate it. We'll get this video up onto YouTube for anyone that missed it and stuff. But for one last time, Adam, Kev, Stephen, and Kyle from Man Club, lads, thank you very much. Take it easy.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, everyone.